or in the air, on land or sea. There are devices to protect the safety of the traveler. Speed with safety is the tempo of all modern transportation. Flashing beacons guide airplanes from port to port. On the water, the lighthouse guides ships safely to their harbors. On land, trains thunder over steel rails, safely guided by signal lights. All over the world, control of traffic with safety is of first importance wherever people travel from one place to another. In Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Far East, it makes no difference whether the traffic is fast or slow, heavy or light. Traffic is directed to guide vehicles safely along the way. Though languages may differ and customs change when boundary lines are crossed, traffic signals mean stop and go in any language. And in America today, though great highways stretch across the country, the motorist is never away from traffic control. Sooner or later, he comes to a city with its crowded streets, where traffic police are the finest in the world, and traffic moves under positive, safe control. Streets in the United States are crowded with fast-moving automobiles, and in practically every city and town today, the motorist finds traffic lights to aid him on his way. Pedestrians and drivers alike owe the automatic traffic signal a vote of thanks. When they use it well and treat it right, they are saving time and making it possible for everybody to get on faster and move along in traffic with less wear and tear. With safety first and always in their minds, the traffic bureaus throughout the country everywhere have given motorists the guidance of signal lights to tell them when to stop and tell them when to go in safety. There are many types of signal lights used in traffic control today. Some towns use lights with only 2 colors, while other towns use 3 colors, and still others have traffic control built around a 4-color system. In some cities, the lights are so arranged that drivers must stop on the amber light. In other towns, drivers may go on amber and green. In still other communities, the amber light alone appears on both sides at the same time. Some cities have lights which are augmented by semaphores, while in other cities, the lights look like little houses hanging from wires. Even now, traffic engineers are working with safety councils toward a national standardization of the traffic signal system. And there is every prospect that as soon as it is feasible, motorists will travel from border to border and from coast to coast and meet the same old friend with the same clear message all the way. Traffic lights play no favorites. The traffic signal puts you level with the world and keeps you even with safety regardless of what car you drive. And although the perfected hydraulic brakes on modern motor cars will bring the car to a smooth, quick stop, racing lights is hard on the tires as well as on the nerves. Automatic traffic signals wait for no driver. Today's car is fast on the getaway, but the safe driver doesn't race, doesn't try to beat the signal, and the careful driver never rides the amber. All automatic traffic signals have minds of their own.
Who invented the traffic light? Traffic lights or traffic signals are located on most major corners in cities and towns all around the world. The red, yellow, and green lights let us know when it is safe to drive through the intersection and when to walk across the street, as well as when to stop and let other drivers, bikers, and pedestrians take their turns to continue on their way. The first traffic signal. Traffic jams were a problem even before the invention of the automobile. Horse-drawn carriages, pedestrians crowded the roads of London in the 1860s, according to BBC. A British railway manager, John Peake Knight, suggested adapting a railroad method for controlling traffic. This is where it begins. Railroad used a semaphore system with small arms extending from a pole to indicate whether a train could pass or not. In Knight's adaptation, semaphores would signal stop and go. During the day and at night, red and green lights would be used. Gas lamps would illuminate with the sign at night. A police officer would be stationed next to the signals to operate them. The world's traffic signal, the very first one, was installed on December 9th, 1868, surprisingly, at the intersection of Bridge Street and Great George Street in the London Borough of Westminster, near the Houses of the Parliament and the Westminster Bridge, according to BBC. It was such a success that Knight predicted more would be installed. However, only 1 month later, a police officer controlling the signal was badly injured when a leak in a gas main caused one of the lights to explode in his face. Oh my gosh. The project was declared a public health hazard and immediately dropped. Now, there were several competing patents at the time for the traffic light. Following the accident, about 4 decades passed before traffic signals began to grow in popularity again, mainly in the United States as more automobiles hit the road. The early 1900s saw several patents being filed, each with a different innovation to the basic idea. In 1910, Ernest Serene, an American inventor, introduced an automatically controlled traffic signal in Chicago. His traffic signal used 2 non-illuminated display arms arranged as a cross that rotated on an axis, according to inventor Spot. The sign said stop and proceed. The first electric traffic light using red and green lights was invented in 1912 by Lester Farnsworth Wire, a police officer in Salt Lake City, Utah, according to Family Search. Wire's traffic signal resembled a 4-sided birdhouse mounted on a tall pole. It was placed in the middle of an intersection and was powered by overhead trolley wires. A police officer had to manually switch the direction of the lights. Can you imagine how many police officers they'd have to have at each area? However, the credit for the first electric traffic signal usually goes to James Hogue. His system was based on a design that was installed on August 5, 1914 in Cleveland. Hogue received a patent for the system in 1918. He had filed his application in 1913. Hogue's traffic signal used the alternating illuminated words stop and move, installed on a single post at each of the 4 corners of an intersection. The system was wired such that police and fire departments could adjust the rhythm of the lights in case of emergency. It wasn't until William Giglery of San Francisco patented the first automatic traffic signal that used red and green lights in 1917. Giglery's design had the option of being either automatic or manual. Then in 1920, William Potts, a Detroit police officer, developed several automatic traffic light systems, including the first 3-color signal, which added a yellow caution. In 1923, Garrett Morgan patented an electric automatic traffic signal. Morgan was the first African American to own a car in Cleveland. He also invented the gas mask. Morgan's design used a T-shaped pole unit with 3 positions. Besides stop and go, the system also first stopped traffic in all directions to give drivers time to stop or to get through the intersection. Another benefit of Morgan's design was that it could be produced inexpensively, thus increasing the number of signals that could be installed. Morgan sold the rights to his traffic signal to the General Electric Company for $40,000. That's a lot of money back then. The first electric traffic light in Europe was installed in 1924 at Potsdamer Platz in Berlin. According to Marcus Welz, a CEO of Siemens ITS, Intelligent Traffic Systems, the 5-sided traffic light was mounted on a tower and was primarily manual with some automation, which only required a single police officer to manage. A replica now stands nearby as a popular tourist attraction. Now, pedestrian signals began to be included in the traffic signals in the 1930s. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, a walk-don't-walk signal was first tested in New York in 1934. It even used an upright palm to indicate stop. John S. Allen, an American inventor, filed one of the first earliest patents in 1947 for a dedicated pedestrian traffic signal. Allen's design had the pedestrian signal mounted at a curb level. Allen also proposed that the signals could contain advertisements. Hey, why not? In his application, he explained that the word stop and go could be followed by the word for, which in turn would be followed by a brand name. Now, traffic signals began to improve. Many traffic signals are intelligent and can monitor real-time traffic situations, including direction, volume, and density, as well as prioritizing public transportation systems, according to Welts. Welts said that Siemens was working on a project in Tampa, Florida, to implement connected vehicle technology. This system allows the traffic light system to communicate directly with the car, and that will improve safety and efficiency. Communications are sent from over 40 traffic lights to cars equipped with the technology to receive the basic safety messages either on the rear view mirror or in-dash or on computer screen. Simple messages are sent to the cars using both pre-existing and newly installed technologies that allow a driver to receive information like that. The project has shown great increases in efficiency and is how traffic moves through intersections, Walt said. So that's an ongoing project. The future of traffic lights. With self-driving cars becoming more of a reality, many improvements to traffic signals are considering the new and upcoming technologies. Researchers at MIT are publishing a scenario in 2016. They did one in which traffic signals are essentially non-existent. In this potential future, all autonomous cars are in communication with each other in what's known as a slot-based intersection, to which cars, instead of stopping, automatically adjust their speed to pass through the intersection while maintaining safe distances from other vehicles. This system is flexible and can also be designed to take pedestrians and bicyclists into an account. Another innovation is called SurTrack, which is coming out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from a company called Rapid Flow Technologies. Pilot tests have been underway since 2012. These traffic signals use artificial intelligence to adapt to changing traffic conditions. The company says travel times have been reduced by more than 25% and wait times at red lights are down at an average of about 40%, decreasing emissions. The system takes into account a second-by-second real-time condition and is scalable to large areas, since each intersection makes its own decisions instead of a single central system. Now, why am I talking about all this? Because it's very important to study traffic light history in case it changes. We do know that Garrett Morgan was in fact the inventor of the T system, the traffic light system, and we have some other inventors who they basically made the green and the red. So this Mandela effect that you're about to see, because so many people are remembering the green traffic light on top, green on top, red on bottom. However, I mean, in my reality, I seem to remember the red always on top. But you mean I can understand, because now we have Residue. We have the only place in America that still has one, and it's in Syracuse, New York, at a place called Tippery Hill. So please sit back and enjoy the show, and have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless.
The light is world famous, there's no question about it. When the city first put the light in, it was green on top, and they did it to make the people up here happy. And then the Department of Transportation or some entity came in and said, you can't have that, we have to have the red light on the top. So they changed it. And when they changed the light, that's when the hooligans started knocking at the lights with their slingshots. And every time the city would change it, they would knock it out again.
Is it entirely possible that many people are remembering the traffic light with the green on top for a reason? Is it possible that this was really in existence? Or is it a possible misremembering on a mass scale? You decide. Please hit the like and subscribe and vote down below in the comments. Thank you and have a wonderful Mandela Effect day and God bless.
I got what I deserve.